Hey guys, welcome to the VOD. Tonight I'm gonna be, well, really, I gotta do some busy work, going through some issues in the database, our issue tracker actually, and so I need to like re-verify some things, do some regression testing, but just gonna be doing some Q&A tonight and kind of just hanging out. Haven't streamed for a couple weeks now, so thought I would check in with everybody and yeah, essentially try to get some work done. What's up, Derpalurp? You made it in first. Good to see you. Hope everything went well today. Nate's Kojo, what's up? Southern Vargar, what's going on? Heartstock. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good, Heartstock, thanks. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so I'm gonna be kind of going through some issues. I don't know that I'll actually show our issue tracker because there's bound to be some like secret stuff, but things that I can test here in game, I'll definitely show. Got ads. Sorry to hear that. Doing better now. That's good. What's up, K-Lorn TV? How's it going? Yeah, doing some regression testing. Let me test something real quick. Actually, what I'll do is... Good evening, Riddlebark. Do this on another screen real quick. I'll leave this guy here. How's it going, Coot? What's up, Muffin Chat? Wintari, Happy Face Prod, Synalytic. What's up, guys? Pipes89, Jordan Ox, Florane, AJ76. How's it going, man? Nightburn, Worn Out Plays, Kazam. That's right, Muffin Chat. I did. Yeah, it's going pretty good. Thanks, Join a Cult. What's up, Decent Milk? Frostradamus. Addled Punster. Good news today? Not too much news. Not too much news just yet. We're still putting together newsworthy material. But we did just release our 3-month update. Hey, Rarsik, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the streams. Force 12, hello. Kyla Lee 2000, how's it going? Howdy, man. Howdy. Nice, Muffin Chat. Good to see a fellow seal in the chat. Did you finally catch a stream? What's going on, Chaos Flux? What happened, Glorgonox? Where are you going? Sounds good, Sunlytic. What's up, Justin Beard? Splice VG. Bad News Brian. Trisis. Hello, everybody. No, I think that's a bug that's already been addressed now, AJ. Did I catch the AOA test this weekend? I did. I did play a significant session. I got up to like 11 on my summoner. But when I started the session, I had already been awake for close to 24 hours. So then I played a good amount of time. So I think I was up like a pretty significant amount of time. Played some Monk. Ogre City was fun. Yeah, the Ogre City's nice. Oh, sorry to hear that, Justin Beard. Doesn't seem healthy to go 24 plus hours without sleep. It's not. I don't recommend it to anybody. Do not stay up for 24 hours. Nice, Splice VG. What's up, the Dev Trav? Viro, how's it going? Good to see you. So yeah, I'm just hanging out tonight, doing some yapping. You stayed up 72 hours for an art test once. Oof. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. Wow. Was that a lot of caffeine? Was that just like sheer will? Was that like stay hydrated, or what was your strategy on that one? Regression testing, just basically checking if things are still an issue, if things that have been fixed are still an issue, stuff like that. Not really. Happy face prod. I mean, not to my knowledge, but I didn't code the quest prompt. But as designers, we aren't using like conditional statements like that. Though maybe it kind of, if you have this item and you give it to the NPC, then something happens, right? Or you say something and something happens. Determination was a test where you had to sculpt, retopo, UV, and texture a character in a week. It was impossible, but I tried. Nice. I mean, not nice, but also applaud the effort. Props and respect for that. Guys, I hate to tell you, I'm not infused with caffeine. I am not infused with caffeine currently. And you know what? That might just be a mistake on my end. We need to fix that? Yeah. Might be a little low energy, you know? A little chill stream. Riddlebark, thank you for the 5 tier 1 gifties, man. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much for the generosity. Glad you're enjoying the stream. It's good to see you. Now you got this caffeine as a crutch. Eat a muffin, very dense with energy. I'm already jittery. I'm shaking my leg. Like I don't know if you guys can hear that or see. Definitely can't see, but I'm jittery without the caffeine. So you can only imagine what it's like when I actually do have the caffeine. Had a lot of fun with the Drulin. Enjoyed the different racial cities, but at the same time, I can't wait to see Eminem's racial cities beyond the 2 available. What city will be next? So the next city is going to be the city of Aelvorith, which is the Deep Elf city. It resides within the Deep, and that will be the city along with a set of zones, probably like 5, 6-ish zones that will be releasing alongside of it in our first major update post EA launch. Module 1, Descent into the Deep. So yeah, Deep Elf City will be coming. Yep. Yeah, G-Willikers. I need some buffs. Is early access still on schedule for January? No. It's not going to be in January. I can almost guarantee that. We'll see if we stay Q1. We'll see if we stay in Q1. But we're still working through that determination. Question: I know you hand out alpha keys, but come beta, are you the all dev team gonna value random keys handout, arbitrary guilds reaching out, or people who actually submit quality feedback? There's gonna be a mix, right? So there's definitely gonna be random keys. We've built a system to hand out random keys. So I don't believe we've rolled that out, but it does exist, and it's gonna start getting utilized pretty soon. Hey, AJ76, thank you so much for the donation on Ko-fi. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for your continued generosity. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. March, April is more reasonable at this point? Yeah, we'll see. Man, it's a busy Q1 for MMOs, too. And, well, I guess you've got, what, is it Ashes? Is that Friday? When is that? And then you got Q1, you got a lot of stuff going on Q1. Well, it's mostly World of Warcraft. But, Thursday for Ashes? Okay. Yeah, I gotta do my little account conversion thing. Though I haven't been playing. Will already keyed accounts be removed from potential mailing list pool for giveaways? For giveaways, that'll be tough, right? Because there's no integration for the giveaway system on Twitch. It's just... It's two separate entities, so... yeah, I don't know about that. Wow, Midnight actually looks very cool. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, they're doing away with a lot of the combats, like, telling you basically exactly what to do without having to think about the mechanic. You actually have to, like, identify what the mechanic is and then know what to do yourself. So that's pretty interesting. And then, obviously, they're gonna put their own, like, hints in the game as well. But it won't just solve the equation for you. And then, what else? Hey, Twin Cannon, thank you for the Prime, by the way. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the stream. But yeah, no, that's going to be interesting. And then obviously there's housing that's already launched for that, and so should be an interesting expansion. I mean, it's definitely gonna be cool from an add-on perspective, I think. I mean, I have a kind of mixed feelings on it, but it seems like they're getting the UI aesthetically back where it needs to be, like where UI creators can really skin the UI just like you used to have it. The difference is the really obvious like hints and like spoilers that the UI provides have been severely diminished, and a lot of like the like reminders and crazy like play the game for you stuff is pretty much gone, it seems. What's up? Aloha, Idri Solo. How's it going? Everyone wants to play this world you have built, which is obvious about the community here. Just wondering how we as a community can play and make it better at the same time. Just keep submitting bug reports and feedback. Keep harping on things, even if it seems like things aren't getting addressed. Like, bump the thread. Keep harping on things, because eventually we're gonna, get a little bit of breathing room, and we're gonna start looking in these. I mean, not that we're not looking in these threads, but we're gonna start looking in these threads even more. We're gonna start picking things out of threads to fix more often. We have one of the things that I'm working on tonight is actually going through our issue database and basically just re-verifying that things are an issue or not, because there's probably a number of things that we've fixed or aren't relevant anymore, and we need to be able to filter those out and close out those issues. So my plan is probably going to be just kind of chill and chat with you guys and go through some issues, because there's a number of issues that need to be gone through. And we only have one QA tester internally. I mean, a few of us definitely pitch in on the QA side of things, but it's a large workload. So I do what I can to help. Sometimes you gotta get in the trenches. You gotta just do the work. What it comes down to. Not that we aren't in the trenches already, but you gotta get even. Sometimes you just gotta do it even more, right? What about the issue of not having an alpha key? Yeah. I know. What's up, Tired Worm? Hey, Nick, by the time beta launches, will all classes be fully fleshed out in terms of abilities and class feel from 1 to 60? Specifically, Rogue feels weird ability-wise after 15, with not picking up anything new. I would hope for that. I would want for that to be the case, or I would hope for that to be the case, but I can't guarantee that will be the case. There's probably gonna be a number of things that progress throughout early access. That being said, we're really working on a lot of class stuff right now. Beastmasters are gonna get a big update soon. There's some interesting changes coming that will affect the balance. There's just continued balancing, continued tuning, continued additions to various classes. But the reality is, I'm the one guy working on classes. There's 18 classes, and there's a lot of work, I would say I think they're going to be in a good spot. they're going to be in a solid spot. The classes that are kind of more underwhelming in terms of not having a ton of stuff are going to feel a lot better by then. But the reality of things is that early access is definitely going to continue to ramp some of that stuff up and polish it too, making sure that the ability spread feels good and everything. Additional spells are added to like research and drop spells and everything like that. So I think classes will be in a good spot, but I don't think that we can ever say that it's like a definitively 100% finish spot, because that isn't ever true for MMOs. MMOs, the classes keep evolving, they keep getting new stuff, they get tweaks and things like this. So yeah. Yeah, ailments, I did see that. Guys, you can't just crank all day. You gotta, you know, you gotta do some other stuff. I think the UI is great personally from the last test and only test I've done. I have one desire for it. Do you plan on putting in any transparency features? It'd be awesome if you could have an option to make the whole UI transparent to help prevent burn-in on an OLED. I bought it a very high-end OLED, and I'm paranoid as hell about for burn in one static images, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Just curious, much appreciated. Sorry if you've seen this already. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable ask. I think we can add that one to the list. So let me make sure we have something for that. Looking forward to seeing the new giveaway system when our guild applications due. We'll be adding some guild people during beta, but beta is not out yet. We don't have a date for beta, so when beta comes, then there'll be more information on that. No worries, Bad News Brian. Have a good one. Chaos Flux, I mean, we're looking at the dates. And we're not necessarily worried about going up against those dates. You know, part of our strategy might be to do exactly that, right? So that it's more of a slow increase, instead of just everybody all at once. Like, you just hit the ideal time. So we're keeping an eye on those dates for both, whichever strategy we decide to go with. Like, whether that be avoid the dates or not avoid the dates. So, but yeah, quarter one is looking pretty, like a pretty exciting quarter for MMOs, right? Yeah, at least some of the ones that I'm aware of. Enchanters, yeah, Enchanters, Bards should get faction adjustment spells. We just need to get the functionality working for that. Let me make sure that that issue is in our tracker. Should be. I mean, I definitely made an issue for that. I just want to make sure that it's set to the like proper milestone and everything. Let us see here. I have a issue in for Sea Illusion buff effect. That's a fun one. I believe we call that FAC for faction. I don't know if there's actually an issue for it. It's quite possible. Thanks to whomever on the team put together the latest website update. The content is much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, everyone from the team kind of like pitches in, but Sean puts it together and is really good about putting them together. So, yeah, it's really cool to make those updates to come to life because, like, holy rip modem users, you know what I mean? Like, that thing was like a novel, that update. Pretty sick. It's really exciting. It's big testament to the team and what the team is able to accomplish in, 1, 2, 3 months, right? So, yeah, I'm always kind of floored by the amount of stuff that we are able to cram in just a few months' time. What class do you believe needs the most work? Probably like Archer and Spellblade, Beastmaster. Beastmaster is getting a lot of stuff though soon. And yeah, that'll be one of the things I need to work on this week is Beastmaster. But I really, really want to get through some issues tonight and help with that because it really does do a lot for us to be organized and have the issues kind of sorted. Are there plans for new classes in EA, or is that a post 1.0 thing? We'll have to make that determination later. It might be a thing where we can get away with adding some classes, like a class or classes during EA. But I would say that it's gonna be I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I'm even saying. It may happen, it may not. It may be a post 1.0 thing. We haven't really decided on that. But honestly, I'd like to do it sooner than later, so. What's up, Tech Frecky? Vexforge, good to see you. Yep, Wintari. If you're moving the dates a bit back, are there gonna be planned playtest dates? Less for your meaningful data, more for our taste of blood. I'm sure there's gonna be probably a combination of planned and unplanned, or I guess surprise playtests. But we don't have any information to share on that yet. Nick, if you were forming an M&M group that was capable but optimized for fun, according to you, what would the group look like and where would you go? Optimized for fun. I like the concept of the Oops All Nights. That sounds optimized for fun. So I'm looking forward to potentially doing that. Some buds. Sorry to hear that, Sunlytic. What's up, Cackle Jacks? Enchanter seems so cool after partnering with one. The fact that it can use NPCs' abilities, including their buffs, is so sick. Well, they can't directly use them. The NPC uses them. They can't control that, really. That's pretty much how it works for charm NPCs. But yeah, it is really, really nice that, like, if you charm like a shaman NPC, it like buffs you up as the enchanter or bard, not the whole group, because that would be broken. We actually had to nerf that a while back. But the individual enchanter or individual bard or the charmer gets those benefits, and then using it in battle in the group in a group situation is cool. So yeah. Throwing weapon tiers and work for throwing classes. That's a good thing to note down. There is arrows and stuff, but it's specifically throwing weapons definitely need a pass. And then we need to integrate some stuff into the classes for throwing weapons. Because certain classes will be good at throwing weapons and have like abilities or other benefits, passive benefits from using them. Like Rogue, for example. Chaos Flux, did you send me a DM? Because my DMs are insanely flooded, and it's impossible to read everything. I will probably try to catch up on my DMs at some point, but you know how it goes. It's rough. Update was amazing. Read warning on my phone in a 1-bar zone. Let us spend 30 minutes updating as you worked outside. So much artwork and data graphs. Glad you liked it. Glad you liked it, Chicken Pluck. Beastmaster needs some love. Yeah, Beastmaster's getting love. They've already got some love. You just don't have it yet. Elementalist needs a bit of love. Yeah, I mean they could use some. They could use a little bit, yeah. They're getting there though, like little by little. Me and girlfriend have been doing double Beastmaster. It's been so much fun. Can't wait to level 12 when we basically turn into a swarm of rats with our rat pets. Yeah, that'll be fun. You'll be excited to see some of the new Beastmaster stuff as well. Is Beastmaster gonna get more spells for rotation-wise of group utility? I don't know what you mean by that, actually. They're gonna get their taming, animal taming. They're gonna get abilities related to animal taming. And then we may try out the whole, like... So I'm kind of torn on the swarm pets, because I was playing AoA, and I played Summoner, and Summoner in AoA, they changed it from kind of being the traditional, like, EQ-style magician. They turned it into kind of like a Deok Thorgist or whatever. Or, like, basically spam, like, elementals. It plays similar, but it's, like, it's kind of spammy. So I guess my main concern would be, and I also felt this about the Pantheon Summoner as well, is that it's a lot of button presses for a relatively simple thing. And I don't know that that is the direction that I would want to go with Beastmaster. If there was like a minor pet summoning thing, I would want the cadence of your ability uses to be a little bit lower. Now I think the classes are fun. Can be fun, and especially the AoA one. I really enjoyed playing the AoA one because there is some good thought process involved in what pets you're using, kind of what tactics you're using. Like, are you kiting? The threat generation of the pets was not like super amazing, so you had to watch your threat. You had a threat drop ability So I thought it was really interesting. I did like the summoner. The only criticism that I did have or thought about was that it is simply a very active class in terms of button presses, and that kind of goes against our philosophy of like more sandwichy combat. So that would be the only thing that I'm kind of a little bit getting cold feet on with the Beastmaster. But yeah, the animal taming will definitely go in, and maybe it's just like a thing where you can periodically summon like a swarm pet, but I don't know that I would want to be like machine gun them out, right? The charm buff is another big benefit for Inquisitor. No other tank can get buffs from an NPC pet. Yeah, that's a good point. You could technically, now that the buffs last pretty much an hour, and that's kind of like an hour cooldown, that means you can choose an NPC to always get buffs from on Inquisitor. That's pretty interesting. That's a really cool use of it, I think. Really handy for like soloing and stuff. I mean, they did get their haste now, so that's. But you could get like Sow and regen, a little bit of some damage shield. That won't last the whole hour. You could get an HP buff. You could get an AC buff. You could get a stat buff. So yeah, that is pretty cool for Inquisitor. Yeah, I have no idea, Riddlebark. I was thinking about that the other day, and I still don't know. Like, it's not been on my mind, but I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually, and then we'll make it feel more relevant if it's not feeling relevant enough. You ever do DPS parsing tests with classes to see where they're at comparatively with other classes? We do some parsing, yeah, but we haven't been really testing the competitive viability between classes too much. I mean, like I'll do it like on very random occasion, but it won't be like super hardcore, like but yeah, I mean that's something we're going to keep an eye on, and if classes are kind of falling outside of what they're supposed to be, then we'll either buff or nerf them. It's just that since there's so many balance changes going on, it's almost like it's just kind of, it's almost futile to do at this point, right? Because yeah, it's just so much changes going on. When your DMs are all proposals for how they deserve an alpha key, a lot of them are definitely proposals on how they deserve an alpha key, yes. What's up, BMighty82? How's it going? I don't know that. So when people say Elementalist needs love, I don't know that they mean like. I don't take that as meaning like they are underpowered. I take that to mean that they just need more cool stuff, right? Like summoning a item that you can wear, or like random stuff like that, like flavor, filler, stuff like that. Cooldown abilities, right? Master of Elements is an ability that has been broken for a really long time. It's not how it's intended to be. That hasn't been fleshed out yet. So I think when people say that, they're probably not talking about the strength of the class. The class is, in my opinion, and the opinion of many of you apparently, is that it's a strong class. But that doesn't mean it can't get some more cool stuff, right? Or get that stuff more finalized. Your favorite EQ mechanic for Elementalist? Yeah, I wasn't talking about the Elementalist when talking about the Swarm Pet stuff. I was mostly talking about Beastmaster, but... You don't like it, Dargith? I like it, but I also like other more fast-paced modern games. And, yeah, like... But for the vibe that we're going for, it wouldn't be something to, like, lift one-to-one, right? Like, I don't think that... I think for our game, having a slower cadence on ability casts feels better. What's up, Max Ramus? Let's go in. The heck is sandwich combat? So the combat in our game is designed so that you can, it's not too active where you can kind of eat a sandwich while you're playing, but sometimes you're gonna have to put that sandwich down because, you know, shit's gonna hit the fan and you're gonna have to go into crisis management mode. So that's kind of the philosophy behind sandwichy combat. And combat in general in our game is, if you can eat a sandwich, it's probably in a good spot. And in the more hectic situations, if you gotta put that sandwich down, you gotta focus up. That's good. That's good. Pets were buffed. Happy for Necro. Was a little squishy. Yeah, so the Necromancer pets were a little bit undertuned compared to some of the other pets, so they got a little bit of a buff. And then Necromancer's also got a bunch of spells and different spell lines and stuff added. But I think Necromancer's getting to a really good spot. Obviously, there's some more filler and some more stuff we can do there, but... Apologies if this has been asked before, but outside of the desert and forest biomes, will there be others? Yeah. Do you mean for early access, or what do you mean for? Because there's definitely kind of like, obviously a dungeon biome, so there's like interiors, there's some kind of secret areas that have like a little bit of a different biome. There's kind of like I mean, it's still desert, but it's the ocean zone and stuff like that. But in general, the deep biome will be on full display a few months into early access when we release our Descent into the Deep module. And then, yeah. If you're curious to see what kind of the vibe we're going for, I mean, this is kind of a couple years old now, almost, but check out our Biome Jam. I think we did that at the start of 2024, maybe? And essentially that was kind of showing off what the different biomes would be like. So there's like a snowy biome, there's a lava biome, there's kind of a swampy biome, like jungle, I should say. But yeah, so each module that comes out will probably introduce a new biome, I would say. Like, module 1 is the deep, not module 2 will be whatever it is. And then, yeah. Yeah, Helter Smelter, I definitely want to give Beastmaster something like Eye of Zom that's like animal related. I think that'd be really neat. Let me just make a quick note about that, actually. Beastmaster should get slow and disease cures too, right? Yeah. I would. They're definitely getting cures. They're most likely getting like a slow. So, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, Death to Gnomes. Just send over the emails and discords, and then I'll reach out when it's time for the beta keys for guilds. What's up, the Madness 1620? And hey, Zeitgeist 9000, thank you for the resub for 3 months at tier 1. Appreciate that. How was my birthday? Yeah, so my birthday was all right. Like, it was good, but the thing with my birthday and Thanksgiving, my birthday was the same day as Thanksgiving. So I was pretty sick, to put it mildly. I had a fever. I had like aches. I had, fatigue. So I wasn't really with it. I couldn't even taste the Thanksgiving. Like, I thought I had COVID, and but then I tested negative for COVID, and then it wasn't like a full like taste and smell loss. So I was like, okay, it probably isn't COVID. Maybe it's like, I don't know, it could be like RSV or flu, whatever can make you lose your sense of taste and smell. Temporarily, like very temporarily. So maybe, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't fun, and yeah. But overall, it was good, right? To spend time with family and stuff still. So can't complain too much, but I was under the weather. But yeah, thank you for the 3 months of subs. I do appreciate that. Thank you. It's very generous. Meat spin withdrawal, yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair, Muffin Chat. I think, if you can eat a muffin while playing our game, then I would say we're on right on the money. Hey, what's up, Tank Tops are nasty? Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on chat. You think SKs will get INVS? And is that invulnerabilities? Invisibilities? What is that? And or mana regen. I don't know that they're like, SK is really strong as is, so I don't know that they're gonna get like a ton of just like other utility. I think they need to rely on some other classes a bit. But INVS, I don't know what that means. If that means invis, potentially, yeah. I thought they already had Invis, though. And I thought they already had, do they get the kind of harm shield ability? I can't remember. Or is that only Necro? Yeah. So, honestly, I can't see them getting a ton more different things like that. Like, where it's just... Definitely more filler, more flavorful stuff, but I don't want them to encroach on like other classes and archetypes too much. Because they're already strong. Hey, good to see you, Puddlefoot. It's the small kids. My bouts of illness dropped once their kids got older. Yeah. Cold brew withdrawal. I actually had a sneaking suspicion that the cold brew withdrawal did start my illness. Like, because I was looking it up and I was like, does caffeine withdrawal cause like fevers and stuff and like weird things to happen? And it seemed like it may, so I definitely thought it could be some caffeine withdrawal. So the wizard class, how comfortable are we with it and its present state? Kind of comfortable, right? I think it needs more unique flair to it. It's gotten some cool things going for it. But I think one of the things we're probably going to do with the wizard is kind of move a little bit away from the intended like melee wizard thing. So I've gotten rid of two-handed swords for wizard. And the other thing that we're probably going to change is how Seal of Magic works. Seal of Magic is a melee proc. I'm probably going to make that as soon as I possibly can. We can't do it quite yet, but we're going to make it so that you proc that via casting. So you can apply that debuff, Mark of Magic, via spell casting. The other thing that's going to occur is... now, there will be a cooldown window period where Wizard can melee and kind of has that, like, Gandalf, like, you shall not pass moment. But that's going to be a cooldown window. Not too dissimilar to the intention of Master of Elements for Elementalist, right? So you'll have those moments. You'll still have dual wield for now. And I think it would be cool if it was just like you have to dual wield a staff plus sword. But in general, it's gonna be, yeah, no two-handed sword, and then sword and staff will be the forced essentially for the wizard dual wield. Aren't all staffs two-handers? No, not all staffs are two-handers. So I think people did like it splice, but I think it's kind of contradictory to like the intended play style, and a lot of people have given that feedback, and I tend to agree with it. That being said, so don't panic, Splice. I would say one thing that's so similar to the wizard, I've also revisited the cleric mana regen and decided to walk that one back as well. What's going to happen with that is the supplication ability will just give you 1 mana per tier, 1 mana regen per tier. And instead of forcing you to do these conditions to get the mana regen, you'll just get the mana regen by using supplication. So it's a matter of keeping up a short-term buff to get that, right? However, we still want you to be able to flex into those kind of like melee cleric, melee wizard playstyles, but we're not going to make it feel forced to play the standard like debuffs of the class and like, you know, kind of the standardized play, right? So if you want to, like, supplication is a really strong buff for strength. So if you want to be like a melee cleric, and then there will be some other options down the line for that, then I think that you'll be able to do that, and I think you'll be able to do it to a noticeable extent. But you won't be forced into doing that. And that's also not too dissimilar to the new Necromancer ability aspect of vampirism, right? You know, kind of like the Bone Knight kind of way of playing. So we want to do more to support those playstyles. And it might be a thing where fulfillment returns as a mechanic for the kind of melee cleric, as opposed to, hey, this is a mechanic that we're trying to force you into to get additional mana regen so you can play cleric the normal way, which is just sitting around and healing. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's a good direction. We don't want to just like throw out those alternate playstyles. We want those alternate playstyles to feel good because they feel good just playing them and kind of getting a different effect out of the character. But we didn't want to force you into those playstyles as a more traditionally, like, their gameplay loop, right? Man, I'm gonna just start spoiling all of the... This was supposed to be a filler stream, guys. All the cool shit was supposed to be in the next stream. So this can be like the little spoiler stream. And then when the patch notes actually come out, I can just double dip. You know? This can be like the rumor, like, oh, did you hear? On the stream he was talking about... Talking about this, talking about that. So there's a couple of controversial changes coming in. I don't know if you guys are ready for them. You guys have your pitchforks sharpened? It's gonna be a tough one for you guys. I think some of you are gonna be kind of disappointed and kind of concerned, maybe. Man, I just gotta want to pull up my like patch notes, just like kind of semi-spoil this. We'll leave it. So, placate. You guys know what placate is? Like your pacify, your lull, your... One target max. even for druids, but druids is so yes, even for druids. So Unity will go to single target, but will become unresistible. So you'll have an unresistible outdoor placate. So, and now let me give the reason. Let me give the reason. I even wrote like a little developer note in these patch notes because I was like, oh shit, like they're gonna be calling for my head soon. Like, developer note. We want to try making each individual's access to the placate line and other abilities of similar nature in a group scale when you have more of them available, which we hope makes bringing that extra placate class or rogue, archer, etc. feel better. We also plan to add a placate variant, which is body aggro only in uncapped target limit, to facilitate other gameplay strategies related to placate spells. So, in the past, Monsters in Memory started with a one target limit for placate. We went to multi-target. Now we're going back to single target. But one of the major things that made me want to go back to the multi-target was that kind of like, you know what you do with Enchanter and stuff, right? You kind of circumvent the content, you do whatever, right? So introducing a line that allows you to do that, but doesn't allow you to use it as a combat placate. It's a non-combat placate that's unlimited. So it only blocks the body aggro, not the social aggro. Yeah, and that's another reason for and this is gonna definitely cause the most pitchforks. One of the reasons that I really, it's not even pitchforks really, like I really enjoy having to coordinate with my group, like, hey, I'm gonna placate this thing, you root that thing, other guy mez this thing, right? Kind of leveraging the whole group as opposed to like one or two people. And I think that feels good. That's felt good in certain situations in like EQ where you didn't have like placate or whatever, right? Like you're just, I don't know. Mostly though, and this is why the reason I say pitchforks is I really miss that in the old classic WoW days. You know, before everyone figured out you just have the throughput to heal through everything and AoE everything down. When people were bad at the game and you went through like Blackrock Spire and you would be like, okay, Hunter trap this thing, Rogue sap this thing, Mage polymorph this thing. That to me felt good. Now, there's still going to be the capability of a hard CC class to multi-mez, right? So, like, it's not, like, going down this, like, more modern paradigm, per se. It's just placate isn't as broken. Dude, I don't know what's going on with my viewer count, man. I was just at 160, now I'm at 225. That's gotta be... Did an ad just, like, finish or something? I thought everyone was like, oh, I'm out. Like, later. Alright, you guys ready for the other controversial decision? And this is extremely controversial because this ability in particular is near and dear to my heart. As you may know, I've played a significant amount of EverQuest and EverQuest P99. And one of the things I really love about EverQuest, P99, and like P99 rating and all that stuff is guild logistics, right? You have like porters and stuff. You've got you've got mobilization. You've got different logistics with like farming certain clickies and all kinds of stuff, right? So what we're gonna try doing is we're not gonna do Koth. We're not gonna do Koth. We are going to do a version of Koth, which I'm calling Elemental Core Gate. Elemental Core Gate, which is a lower level spell. It's currently level 20. Yeah, but it has a 30-minute cooldown. Yeah, elemental like core gate, like you're making like you're going through the core of the planet. It's elementalist kind. I don't know, man. I'm bad at. This is my class fantasy. I don't know. Somebody come up with a cooler idea. Name. Colgate. We could change the name, but that's kind of, yeah, core gate. Yeah. It's like you're traveling through the center of the planet or whatever, right? You're getting summoned. Because that's another thing that really didn't make sense is like why does Elementalist get just like this random thing that feels like it should probably be on a wizard? So I think making the ability seem thematic kind of makes sense. Yes, Heathen Brisky. Yes. No, Wizard doesn't get Koth. Wizard doesn't get Koth. Nobody gets Koth. So again, I've played a Koth mage. I do find it enjoyable. I do find the logistical elements of it interesting. But I felt, well, it was not just me. This isn't just me talking, by the way. This is, this was brought up by somebody else, and then I tended to agree with it. So we just made it happen. That doesn't mean, so let me, by the way, Primus MMO, welcome in. 78 raiders. Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you so much for the raid, Primus. What are you getting into tonight? We're currently talking about some controversial changes to Monsters and Memories, and people are like sharpening their pitchforks, they're lighting their torches, they're trying to find me. P99, nice. Yeah, we were just talking about P99. What's up, Vile Seth? No, Dargith, the core gate is not for, Here, let me do this real quick. Can I do this? I've never actually done one of these shout-out things. Does this work? I don't know. Is this a thing? I don't know. But thanks again, Primus. I really appreciate it, man. Hope you had a good session on P99 tonight. Shout out? That. Oh, okay. We got it. Thanks again, bud. So, So Dargith had a statement. If Core Gate is for guild mobilization and logistics, a 30-minute cooldown seems counter to that goal. It's not. Really what it is, hey, Elementalist, if you have an Elementalist in your group, somebody has to peace out, but you want to bring somebody new in, every 30 minutes you could bring a new person in, right? It's not meant to be that crazy guild mobilization, crazy like, hey, we need to level up 20 Elementalists to place all over the world so that we can just like circumvent the whole game all the time, right? Now, that's not to say that we don't want you to be able to circumvent content in creative ways, because as you know, if you, and I'm sure a number of you have played P99 and EverQuest at a high level, you know there's other ways of doing that, right? But we think those ways might be a little bit more interesting, like train outs, yeah, train outs, other, you know, clearing, finding other like secret entrances, potentially pacify, like, right? So there's other ways of going about the end goal of it, but it felt like an okay decision to try at the very least. Now, so let me just read the developer note, right? While we like how traditional, less restricted, cooldown-free abilities, which are used to summon a group member, and how their inclusion has a positive impact on the logistics element of the game, we want to test out a world where it is, at least initially, not available. We may decide to include the commune of the honorable ability at a later date down the line. So again, this doesn't mean that it's gone forever. This is something that we want to try out and get feedback on. And if it is something that ultimately doesn't feel good, then pretty much easy and trivial to add back to the game. It takes 2 seconds. So currently it's in zone only, but currently, yeah, it's in zone only currently. That doesn't mean it's going to remain that way. Just haven't really thought through it yet. And then the core gate was definitely like a consolation that I thought of. I was like, okay, well, they should definitely get something, right? Like that. Because I think what's going to be nice about the core gate is that it's going to be more relevant to 90% of players. Koth was kind of this endgame ability mostly for sweats, I would say. Let's be honest. Whereas now this is like hey, I really like having an elementalist in the group because if somebody has to peace out, we can get another dude down here. That's cool. So what's wrong with having a Koth spell? I don't think there's anything wrong with it per se. It's just that we want to try out not having it because we want people to employ more tactics to navigate zones, and we don't want to just like instant circumvention of everything with no risk, right? And then camping out elementalists everywhere. We want to just try doing something different. And that's not to say that, and like I said, I really love Koth in EverQuest. I think it's cool. I love logistical elements, and that one is definitely an element that I have enjoyed. But we just want to try something out. Yeah, well, that's what we did as Shira Queen. We gave it a long cooldown, and we made it lower level. So Elementalists still get summoned, but you can't summon a whole raid force. Unless you got a lot of elementalists. Guys, start getting leveling on those elementalists. It's gonna be rough for you. Will there be raids in early access? I mean, there's technically already raid encounters in alpha. And there will be more like boss encounter, raid encounters going into beta and early access. Including a full raid zone. But that is via the expedition system. You won't be able to access that like all the time. So yeah. What I eat for dinner? I didn't even eat lunch yet. You guys don't know my sleep schedule. It's messed up. I've only ate breakfast. Expedition system, what's that? So expedition system is basically you and your guild set out on a kind of voyage. Initially, the expeditions will be island expeditions. And you have to either charter a boat or build a boat and supply it with resources. And then you go out on the high seas off of the continent of Aetheril. And you find these different island expeditions that are like high-end content. High-end, so there will be probably some like kind of group stuff, potentially even like solo like gathering stuff, right? Like things that you could do as like a solo small group or a single group. But these are going to be very deadly, dangerous locations, so take that with a grain of salt, right? And then within that island, you will find a full-blown raid dungeon for endgame raiding and endgame guild stuff, right? But this isn't something that you can do all the time. The spoils that you get, you're going to have to bring back a lot of them, because there's going to be like a no teleport flag. You're not going to be able to like port back and forth. You have to go out on the voyage, and then you have to come back, typically. And yeah, so it's gonna be cool. And I think the presentation of everything is gonna be really cool. Like setting out on the expedition, going out on these like dangerous, threatening waters, and going out into the unknown. Right. One of our big inspirations, especially early on in the project, was Valheim. So it's think about that, but in kind of an MMO format. What's up, Chat Solo? How long will a voyage take on average? That we're still dialing in. That we're still working on implementation of the expedition, and we still have some design things to kind of figure out there. Long enough that it feels like a voyage, not so long that it feels like you're not getting to play the game, right? How to recover from a full wipe? I don't know that there will be a way to recover. We'll have to see on that one. That one's still also being determined. You might just have to use like the corpse rock summoner guy. Like, I don't know. Like, we'll have to, like, the hope is that you don't full wipe. Like, you gotta camp somebody out. You gotta, like, maybe there's like some respawn on the ship. I don't know. Like we'll figure it out. But it's not decided yet. It's not set in stone. And my hope is for long-term down the line that as you travel to the expedition, there's little stops you can make on the way, potentially. And maybe gear up for the fights ahead special or unique ways, or maybe there's some failure mechanisms, like as you voyage out. So you might even fail before you get to the actual expedition. I don't know, but that's something that we're trying to hone in on and figure out. I'm not sure. Track them. That's a tough question to answer. No. So, Tandanaki asks, will you have to do raids to keep getting nice gear upgrades for your characters at Endgame? No. So, one thing that we've intended from the start of M&M is that we are not building a raiding game. That's why expeditions exist. So you're not just doing the expedition raid dungeon week in, week out, right? You're not just raid logging for that. You're playing the game. You're doing high-end grouping stuff. You're doing targets of opportunity in the world, not necessarily multi-group ones, right? You're chasing quests. You're doing a number of other activities, right? You're doing trade skills. Like, it's not meant to be a raid end game. There will be some raid stuff that you can do. It's kind of the compromise, right? The most raid content that you will see within the traditional game world, as in the continent of Aetheril, will be your Lord Noggafins of the world, your kind of Lady Voxes of the world, right? Like that's the EverQuest comparison, where you have a big bad at the end of a dungeon, like your Trachodons and stuff, right? You have like a big bad at the end of a dungeon, which is a target, right? A multi-group target. Maybe, some cases they're more groupable or what have you, right? But in general, that's where you'll see more. And then you'll also see some like outdoor roaming bosses as well. But those won't be within raid zones. They'll be within group content zones, right? And it's just like, hey, there's this big bad here, right? You're not going to do time syncs, are you? I mean, we are making an MMO. MMOs are a time sync, aren't they? But, I mean, inherently camping something is kind of a time sync, right? Like, so that's a hard one to answer, Heathen. Any word on if there's going to be any beta/EA date announcements/statements soon? We're trying to get out our internal plan to the team this week. By the end of the week. But that's going to require Sean, Ollie, and I to kind of go through some stuff and finalize that. So... depends on when you mean soon. I mean, relatively to the rest of time, yes. It will be very soon. Assuming you're announcing a release date at the Game Awards on Thursday? Yeah. I gotta get on the phone with Jeff Keighley right after this stream, Like, yeah, it's totally... I got him on speed dial. The old Jeffy. Hey, Drac told me to ask if you're planning to do any name reservation type things. We'll have to see on that one. I think it's possible. Another thing that we're probably gonna do is, and we've done in the past, is if people are being kind of jerks and stealing community member names, we're definitely gonna police that a little bit. So don't get any funny ideas, guys. Don't steal any names. We're gonna be looking into that. But we'll also be looking into possibly doing a name reservation thing. I'm gonna make a note on that just to see where we stand with it. Oh God, flashbang. Oh, it's just. Ugh. Thank you. All right. Let me make a note. Name reservation. Naming your character Nick? Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about being a dev. We get to get on the server like a couple minutes early, so. Well, actually, for launch, we'll have we won't our like. So that's another thing to ensure like full like integrity and stuff is we'll be playing on non-GM accounts, so technically we won't actually get in early unless we do some like little special like secret queue thing or whatever. You're gonna name your character Quados? I'll come after you, Sad Bands. I don't care what you're offering on Steam at that point. Yeah, caravans will be cool. Chaos Flux. What server am I going to play on? I don't know yet. I'd like to play on all of them, honestly. But, for my main, I'll have to see where everybody else is going. Probably no box PvE for my main. I think that's where most of the people that I usually game with and am friends with are going. But I'm also kind of like a little bit of a loner when it comes to MMOs. It's very sad. It's a very sad state of affairs. So I'll probably make like a box combo on the box server. No box will be heavily enforced. That is correct. EQ, so it's different than EQ. Like clerics are definitely like they have some advantages. And you'll see that in the upcoming we forgot one of the controversial changes. You guys ready for another controversial change? Yeah. So, the druid and shaman their healing abilities, unique healing abilities, and also the generic healing line, right? So like the regular, just old generic healing line, are having their mana costs increased a little bit and their healing amounts tweaked a little bit, depending on rank. So what we found in our balance homework is that I overshot on the healing a little bit, guys. This is actually my fault. Is that healing was just too efficient too soon. So we've kind of crunched the health per mana a little bit. But that's for everybody. Now, the exception is with Cleric. Cleric unique healing line has been untouched as of right now for right now. But the reasoning for that boils down to the Cleric one being the most difficult to use. Not saying that it's like crazy difficult or anything, right? But I am saying that it is less trivial to use than, say, Healing Spores. Healing Spores is like, okay, let me just roll a hot on my tank and targets who are taking damage, right? The Druid one is a little bit more tricky. It's got that upfront heal. You got to make sure that you're hitting, getting your efficiency. But overall, it's pretty trivial to use. Now, the Cleric one is the delayed heal, right? It's kind of like a pseudo-complete heal. So naturally, it kind of makes sense that that's a little bit more efficient because people aren't going to be super efficient with it. And if you are super efficient with it, it carries a risk, right? Because you're letting them get low health. So overall, the difference between the HPM of the Cleric and the Druid Shaman isn't that huge of a gap. But there is a little bit of a gap forming, right? So yeah, that's semi-controversial change, but not too much to note on the Ranger heals as of right now. Another controversial change coming. God, I should just this is gonna be like the patch that everyone's just like, man, game was looking good, but then Nick just went and ruined everything. So proc rate has been reduced across the board. The exception of this is abilities that are meant to have an elevated proc rate. For example, the Spellblade's slow. Gym Work Eat, thank you for the Prime. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the stream. So yeah, what's it called? So this does include the Spellblade procs, though. And a little bit more bad news for the Spellblade procs is that I have readjusted what level you get nukes and what level you get the damage procs on Spellblade. So they're getting a little bit weaker, because let's be honest, a level 60 Spellblade was absolutely dumb. It was broken. It was absolutely insane-o. Like, sicko mode, like, levels of craziness. So Spellblade is getting a little bit of a... getting a little bit bumped. Now that doesn't mean Spellblade is going to be terrible. I don't think. And there's more stuff on the way for Spellblade. But yeah, guys, I mean, the proc rate, Infuse Weapon Firestorm, come on. That was crazy. So yeah, Infuse Weapon Firestorm is just removed. And then Infuse Weapon Inferno will be the new level 60. And Infuse Weapon Inferno will not be vendor purchasable anymore. There's actually a number of other level 60 spells that are not going to be vendor purchasable anymore. You'll have to find them somehow. Chain procs for 350. Yeah, so there's still going to be a 350 proc, but there isn't going to be a 750 or 800 proc. That's what Infuse Firestorm was. Infuse Firestorm was just bonkers. So research is going to continue to expand. It might not be in the next patch, but the idea is that basically every buffing class will have a group version of their buff that is researchable. 739 was crazy, yeah. Are all findable spells going to be level 60? No, but to start, most of them will be level 60. Because that's just kind of how I'm working backwards, right? It's like, let's hit the obvious abilities first. And then we'll do what we need to do. Pineapple on pizza? Are you trying to get me pitchforked and, like, even more? Because I've partaked in pineapple on pizza. My wife and her family, they like pineapple on pizza. Now it's not like, I'm not gonna kink shame. I'm not gonna be going out of my way to get a pineapple pizza. But we call it the Hawaiian, right? Like, it's not just pineapple. It's, what? Canadian bacon or ham or whatever. Yeah, and jalapenos. We love the jalapenos. But yeah, in terms of what I like on pizza, I'm kind of like a supreme pizza guy. Like, I like the sausage, the green pepper, the onion. Work on a class? I wasn't planning on working on a class tonight, Senlytic. What I was planning to do was go through some issues. Can I show you a dragon? Why not? Now show it flying? Now I am the dragon. Dragon class win. Now show it driving a Toyota Sienna. Dude, that's what I drove in high school. I feel like this is targeted. Do you know me personally? That would be hilarious. You're just a van guy? I respect that. Dude, I was notorious for having the Sienna. The Sienna was like a whole meme. It was the party car. Party wagon, that's right. Yeah, this dragon's kind of mad. I don't know. I don't know what was just up with that visual pop though, where you, like, I've been seeing that occasionally. I don't know if any of you guys on Alpha have been seeing that, where like NPCs like pop and like they on render for like a split second. I've been seeing that a little bit. So I'm trying to remember. I think ours was an 03 Sienna. '03 or '04 or something. I think '04. I think '04. Clipping distance, clipping angle. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to repro it. I often get it logging in for the first time when I'm like by the gates, and then I walk towards the gates a little bit, and then I see him pop. Happens a lot in glass slats. Oh, it just happened again. You see that? We got it on video. There, he does it again. The dragon is doing it a lot. But I've seen it on like the guards and everything just standing there. Alright, what other controversial decisions have we made in the last week? I think we're close to done with them. Yeah. So, you guys still in? No, charm hasn't changed. What's up, Jobin Lee? What does the tracking skill do? It opens a window that allows you to select a target that you can... that it'll navigate you towards it with text. Sounds good, Squats. Are you one of Goblin's cohorts? What was your top band of the year? I don't have a top band of the year for this year, for any year in recent history. I probably, the last time I could even like identify a band of the year was probably in like the early 2000s. And even then I can't even really say. I had such a different like kind of taste in music. Well, not completely different. Like, I think I've seen 311 live. Definitely Yellow Card? Dude, I was a big Yellow Card stan back in the day. Because I played violin in high school, and my friends, my really good friends, had a band, and they were like, "Hey, come cover Yellow Card with us." And I was like, "Okay," so that was fun. Yeah, Ocean Avenue was the album, the hit song. I think they also wanted me to learn, like, Dave Matthews Band or something, but I never really did that. That was after the kind of emo phase. It entered like the, I don't know, like not jam band phase per se, but nice, Redris. That's cool. Yeah, I listened to one of their new songs recently. It was not bad. But yeah, I was pretty big into them back way back when. Elder emos stand up. That's right. Hot Topic Gang? Oh yeah. I wasn't super into like dressing like that, really. But I definitely at one point had a little studded belt action going on. This was like I was never like full on emo or like goth or anything like that, but I was like kind of a friends with everybody in high school kind of guy. Early 2000s had style? It really did. You sure? You sure? I really... No, truthfully. Truthfully, I'm sure. I was emo adjacent. That is right. That is right. We used voice actors, as far as I know, as Apifaz. The goblins for sure. I'm not sure how Robert cooked up the other ones. But Goblin he may even cook up some more, because we have to add some of those. Never had a wallet chain. My older brother had a wallet chain. I do remember that, but I missed the boat on that one. Am I good at hacky sack? I did used to... I was also kind of young for that, but I do remember hacky sack. I was like the little kid who like tried to like fit in with the big kids doing it. Will they be able to say some phrases like besides grunt, like I'm out of mana? I don't know if we're gonna go that far, but that'd be something to check in on. Was anyone ever good at hacky sack? I feel like this is a YouTube rabbit hole to go down. I'm sure there's always somebody that's insane at just like some random activity, right? I think I remember listening to little, like I don't remember ever clear that much. Stone Temple Pilots? I feel like I was a little young for that, but I do remember. Like, so I had like the brother that was like super old millennial / like very young Gen, what is it, X? So like like Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana, like I got exposed to like all the like 1980, like early 80s like stuff as an 88 kid. Yeah, Zennial. Yeah, my brother was like a Zennial, and then I was like, he was 1980, I was 1988. So I got exposed to so much stuff because of my brother, including like, he went on to be a really successful software engineer, so we were always like super tech oriented, and so I got on the internet early. I was an early adopter of like online gaming and whatnot as like a kid, which I'm sure a number of you probably were as well. If you're like in your mid 30s now and you're looking forward to this game and you played EverQuest and stuff, so. 1988 gang rise up. Hell yeah. 1990 gang. Okay, yeah, we like it. Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream goes hard. Oh, dude, that was my that was one of honestly it was one of my favorite albums of my childhood. Went so hard. '91. Joe Binley, don't worry, you're getting old. Don't worry. Nice, Red Wrist Rook. Yeah, that makes it really kind of happens that way a lot. Do some casters have their own version of kick, like counterspell? I've been kind of holding off on that a little bit. I could see maybe like Wizard getting it or something. But one of the kind of goals has been like. And, like, obviously, like, Cleric get a stun, right? That's not a counter spell, but it's a pseudo-interrupt, right? One of the things that I've been trying to do is make it so that the physical classes are kind of the interrupters. So that they kind of have their place, right? Cherub Brock so good. Yep. Offspring's Americana album? Yep. Wait, I gotta confirm that's the one. I think I did, but I'm trying to. Let's see, Offspring. Smash. Smash was the Offspring album that I most relate to my childhood. Where's your dragon? I don't know. He kind of just peaced out, I guess. Did he get killed? Did I kill him? I don't think I killed him. That'd be really surprising if he died somehow. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Heathen. He probably found one of like the Uber NPCs that we have around and just like got owned. Went back to his home planet? Yeah. Him and Poochie. Probably zoned? Yeah, he's doing the sleeper script right now. He's going through the other zones and rampaging everything. What do you have for loot? Flaming legally distinct kukris and legally distinct boots of speed. Simpsons reference in 2025? That's right. I mean, you're at the right place for all the 80s, 90s, early 2000s references. This is like the mecca of that right now on the internet. New Simpsons movie isn't even out for 2 years. I had no idea they were even making one. It's crazy. I feel like I have to expose my kids to The Simpsons. Like they need to have that old Simpsons kind of experience. Any chance daytime will suck for Ultravision like dark sucks for normies? Yeah, that's kind of how it's set up right now, but I kind of think that I want to move away from that. So I'm gonna talk with like Sean and Ollie and just see. We might just like get rid of that, because here, let's see if it still exists, right? I think it does. Give myself Ultravision. Alright. Where's that day blindness? Is that not working? Let's do like high noon here. Oh, there it is. So, initially this seems really cool, but look at, isn't that sad? You don't get to see the gloriousness of this. Now we could like extend it out like really far and make it kind of like a cool effect, but come on. Come on. We really gonna say that this is worth giving up this? I don't know. I don't know. Vote, get rid of that. Don't take Ultravision then. Chromatic aberration instead of a blur. I'd be interested to see what that looks like exactly. Oh yeah, the nodes are gonna get a glow up too. They're gonna have a different texture that kind of matches the other textures of stuff. Putting sparkles on nodes? Well, no, we're just gonna change the texture of the rock. I missed the rock stream, I think. Evening, Roy. Monk Love coming soon. Some Monk Love just got here. So there was a fix to what's it called? There was a fix to ability hit rate. So obviously some of you are probably like, hey, why does my backstab miss like 5,000 times in a row? That was due to a bug. That was due to a bug. So now monks will more reliably hit their melee abilities, like very much more reliably, and that's the case for all melee classes, really. I'll have to look on the so. Some of the monk procs are not based off of the standard kind of chance on hit that just got nerfed. They're a flat percentage to do an extra effect. So some of the monk procs actually are unchanged. In fact, I would say most of the, or if all of them might be. Nick, did you have a chance to try the Adrulan flash test? I did. So I was already up about almost 24 hours when the flash test started. And then I played all night. And then I played all afternoon. And then I went out to dinner. My wife, I think. I'm trying to remember. And then I went home and I played some more. And I played till like 8 in the morning. Or something. 5, 6 in the morning? I can't remember. So, needless to say, I was awake for a very long time. And I was playing a lot of the Adrulan. And I I got a summoner up to level 11 on the fresh server. I think I was highest level until I went to sleep. And then I woke up and there was like 3 level 14 bards. And I was like, oh yeah, they put bards in. I guess I lose. And then I was like, back to bed. But, yeah, I didn't have like a full 100% uptime. And then when I started off, I was like confused. I didn't play as optimally as I usually do or can. And, yeah. But I was happy with my progress and I had fun. So that's all that matters, right? See you later, Tech Frucky. Very nice, Nightburn. Yeah, AoE is a really cool game. But yeah. Well, damn, guys. This stream just got totally off track. It's kind of turned into like an update stream instead of like a chill, like, I'm gonna do some stuff stream. Will we have the ability to have more than one hotbar? The only way you can do that right now is through like, as you see, I'm like kind of going through like the various hotkey banks. In terms of you actually having more than one hotbar on the screen at once, that will be determined as part of our UI conversations. Let me ask Sean and Ollie about that one. Gotta consult the brain trust, you know? Giveaway time? What's up, Derpalurp 5040? How's it going? Should we do just like one giveaway? I'm thinking about doing a giveaway and then kind of just a little raid out angle. I don't know. The hotbar answer was we have to talk about it. You can currently have multiple hotbars via use of the hotbar bank, but you can't have multiple at once, right? So the hotkeys that you have are constrained like that, right? But maybe we allow it so that you have another hotbar here that has a separate set of hotkeys. But that will be determined as part of UI conversations that we have with the team. So just before we do any like kind of giveaway action, I'll talk about what's coming up. For alpha, we're gonna have an alpha patch. Not sure exactly when, but soonish. And there will be a new state of alpha. We'll kind of rehash. We'll go through the patch notes that I kind of alluded to tonight and some of the changes again, along with the other patch notes. And in the next coming weeks, we'll be releasing information on beta timing, EA timing and stuff like that. So keep an eye out. And as far as my personal streams go, I'd like to maybe stream again this week. And I don't know. What do you guys think? I was thinking about doing maybe like a community ideas brainstorm kind of stream, or like what do you guys even want to see? Stream and make it fun? That's really hard for me, Derp Alert. You know, like maybe I should just eat food on stream, do a little mukbang action, and talk about Portillo's again, but you just want to see me? Ah. You talking about Eminem and doing giveaways is what we want. Embrace your new persona as a drama streamer, IMO. My drama streamer arc has not even come close to beginning yet. Give it time. Portillo's had their drive-thru closed today? What? Why? Hey, I'm glad Tired Worm. Non-M&M related stream? I prefer to do the guise of the M&M related stream and then start talking about random stuff. That's my like kind of trick. Stream Hots, it just got its first new skin in 5 years. If I stream Hots, I'll probably lose my mind and rage out. I was just looking at some emails I got from Blizzard back in the Hots days. Those were funny. Nick, you're off track. You were gonna let us down gently over a game change. I already did that. I let you guys down real gently. Derpler, I'd love to do that, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's the play. You and the M&M devs play a co-op game together on stream? That could be fun. Like M&M? Is that co-op enough? Show off some cool dungeons? Guys, you guys gotta find the content for yourselves. That's part of the fun and the discovery and everything. Filling out skills is the best Nick streams? Yeah, I could do some ability stuff. I do have some ability work that I need to do. Obviously. Do a 12-day of Christmas giveaway? What am I supposed to give away? Like a bubble gum and a thumbtack or something? What do people like? Stream games that are inspirations for you and the team for M&M. Yeah, I've thought about something like that in the past, like where we just go play a game and then talk about it. I don't know. It seems like it would be kind of. whole stream alpha key giveaways. Nothing but alpha key giveaways. You want that deep V-neck I'm wearing? It'll cost you. It'll cost you. What class am I playing at EA launch? I've been thinking about, like, a healer. I've been thinking about, like, Cleric or Druid. Honestly, ideally both, but I wouldn't be able to box. Does somebody want me, or... Does somebody want to just, like, log... Well, yeah, I can't ask that. Never mind. But I would like to have a Cleric and a Druid. Boxer class, so you can box and then... No, no, no. I would have to ban myself if that was the case. Do an IRL stream of me driving to Portillo's? Oh my god. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. You guys want to go on a car ride? You want to see Deep Dish? Might have to go to Portillo's, honestly, after this. Let me see the famous pizza. Nick doxes himself stream. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. IRL stream of how many cans of coffee you can knock out in 5 minutes. I'll probably throw up and then be really sad. Gotta hit up Pequods for Deep Dish. Oh my god, I've been wanting to go to Pequods forever. I literally worked downtown on and off for like 5 years, and I never went to Pequods. I don't know what's wrong with me. I blame my coworkers. Let's go next Monday? Alright. Well, let's like randomize that a little bit, just in case somebody like tries to show up on Monday, you know? That's what we ask our dog. Do you want to go on a car ride? I like it. Yeah, man, I don't know. It would be fun. I want to occasionally do, like, non-M&M topics on the stream because, like, I feel like it would be a really bad look right now, though. Like, we are so engrossed in the development of the game. We are so busy. Like, it would be a bad look, but it'd be cool to do, like, a little segment, you know? Like, a little segment. I really do like talking about stuff more than, like, necessarily, like, playing. Or like, showing my gameplay, like... I really do like talking about, like, gaming-related topics. M&M adjacent topics, MMO adjacent topics, just gaming topics in general. The game is successful. Do you anticipate having M&M cons in, like, Vegas? That would be really cool. And Vegas would be a fun destination for that. Especially with this crowd. Especially with this crowd. But, talk about PlanetSide? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my next, I do love me some Planetside. Monsters in Mukbang featuring Portillos. Now we're talking. That is right. As a healer, if you had to heal a tank, what is your favorite to heal group and with and why? I like Cleric because I think the impart line is fun to use. And I like that what cooldowns you have available. Like external cooldowns. Would be fun if you read and reacted to other game dev update posts. That'd be detrimental, I think, overall. Sadly, it'd be fun, but yeah. Because I also don't want to like jinx it, right? Like, oh, look at this guy, he's making fun of other people and his game is in shambles, right? Like, that would be like the biggest, stupidest thing you can do. I'm not sure I understand the de-extinct spell. So it's not functional yet. That's the animal resurrection line. So when you have like mounts and stuff, you'll be able to druids will be able to res your mount when it dies, because mounts in our game die and they leave corpses. Played Firefall at PAX 2012. Was fun. Still got a Firefall shot glass. Did you get to ride on that Firefall bus? That thing was sick. Does the mount gain levels? I don't know that they have a level per se. I mean, they do technically. And they gain stats and stuff. I forgot where we landed with the mouse gaining levels. I know that the Beastmaster pet will gain levels. New class idea: Demonologist summons portals that spawn demons. Short-term set and forget to attack. Oh, that's a really cool idea for like a swarm pet class. I like that, Lost Claws. Oh man, I actually want to make a note about that. That's a really interesting idea. Can you tell us about wagons? Will there be ones we don't need mounts for? Yeah, there'll be pull carts. That's the hope, right? Is that you have like a little pull cart that you can bring around. But it'll be kind of like slow and... Yeah, TBQ. Valheim is definitely an inspiration. But I mean, there's other games too that... I think there's other games that have done that, right? No? Maybe not. Will certain classes have advantages with carts, mounts, etc.? Not that I can think of that is like planned, but I could see that being a thing, right? Like... And maybe like your strength plays into it, so maybe like warriors or fighters, classes that have a lot of strength maybe are naturally better at it or something. I don't know. It's something to think about for sure, but we'll have to see. Any interest in a two-handed spear melee DPS class instead of a berserker? Call it a lancer. I always thought the Lancer archetype was pretty cool. Really anything from the Final Fantasy job system is like really cool to me. Not just like not talking about specifically Final Fantasy 11 and Final Fantasy 14, but just in general, like Final Fantasy 5, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics, like all those little different classes and archetypes were really cool. Dragoon, yeah. Calculator class confirmed. Do what they could never do and bring us the Geomancer. I haven't, Splice. Blue Mage would be great. Or neat. Love the job system in Tactics. Shame they never did much with the Tactics franchise. Yeah. Felt like that's kind of a missed opportunity. Still doing giveaway or safe to go to bed? All right, hold on a second. Let me look real quick here. Let's secure. All right, did a thing. Exclamation point giveaway. We'll do one. We'll do one giveaway. We're trying to be a little bit low key with the giveaways. We've added a lot of people from giveaways. So let's do one. You know, it's getting late. I can't be on all night. I'm actually probably going to. Whoa! I have some drop frames. 2,103 drop frames. 0.4%. The heck? Is that pretty negligible, or? I think it probably is. Oh, man. Christmas is coming soon for all who celebrate. You guys getting your Christmas shopping done and all that? Christmas is gonna be hectic? Yeah. Wife does it? You just hand her a credit card? Seems like a solid strat. I think we've got a lot of our Christmas shopping done. There's some stuff I need to pick up still. But I definitely got a lot of the stuff for the kids. Got something for the wifey. Got something for the wifey, but want to get some other stuff too. No, we didn't? Oh yeah, that's right. We still got to go to that store that we were talking about the other night. We could do that. We could do that soon. Do we do that tonight? Is that... Oh, yeah. Secret Santa peeps. That's right. All right, guys, get your giveaways in. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Winterfoot. That's never easy. Dang, it's really sad to hear. That's good to hear, at least. Well, enjoy the time that you do have. That's good. Yeah, all the human food, that's right. Alright, let's see the giveaway entries. Only 157 entries? Guys, where are your bots at? What is going on? Maybe we just gave away too many and like nobody even cares anymore. All right, we're gonna run it here. We're gonna run it. Sarah Wynn 25. Sarah Wynn, congrats. Whisper me your M&M account, email, and Discord, and we'll get you in. And now the pitchforks come out? Account created 10:04. But Sarah, when I've seen you around. Seen you around. Don't do name reserve? I am not a bot. Fair. Fair, fair, fair. No, I know you're not a bot. That's what a bot would say? Yeah. Yeah, just whisper me that information and we'll get you set up. Hold on a second, guys. Just responding to something in Slack. All right, Sarahwin, I will await your... Okay, I see you on Discord. Okay. Let's get you in. Okay, all set. Get you in the channels as well. All right. Done and done. Well, guys, it was a fun little stream, little stream back, you know. Trying to maybe stream again this week, and also potentially with some new information. But if not, maybe do a dev stream. So we'll see. We'll see how I get through these issue regressions this week, and some other stuff that I'm kind of tending to. But yeah, it's been fun. Let's raid out. Let's find somebody to raid. Is anyone from the team streaming or going to be streaming? Anyone streaming tonight? Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been fun. Cyranok, thank you for the Prime. Really do appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying the content. Let's see who I've got on my list. Hey, I think we're gonna raid over to Quados. He's streaming old school RuneScape. First time play, hardcore Iron Man. Really cool game, by the way, guys. Like, I might have to dabble in old school RuneScape again soon, because I think the questing is like really cool. And it's just a really... The game seems like a vibe to be in. So let's raid on over to Quados. And hope you all have a good evening, and we'll see you real soon. Hey, Kilroy, thank you for the Prime as well. Appreciate that. And thank you guys for the hype train as the stream ends. It's all good. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate it. Have a good night, and say hello to Quados for me.